How I imagine most people visualize the brain of an AI model like ChatGPT is that it's made from completely human readable code, like Python or JavaScript or C++ or something. And that for every behavior the model has, there is a piece of code that dictates that behavior. So from that perspective, it's like, why would an AI want to kill all humans or anything devious? Can't you just take out the line of code that says kill all humans? This is not the state of AI. This is actually the goal. That's where we want to be. You see, when machine learning researchers train an AI model, they're not building it. They're growing it like a farmer grows a plant or like a mother grows a child. The farmer doesn't really know how the plant comes up, at least most of them. Same thing with mothers and children. They just know that when you plant a seed in the ground, a plant grows. Or when I do certain things that I'm not really supposed to talk about on a YouTube channel, a baby comes out. So my job would be the role of the botanist or the neurologist. So let's talk about what the brain of an AI model actually looks like. It is essentially hundreds of billions, now trillions of numbers. And the thing about these numbers is that none of them represent just one thing. Each of them represent more than one thing, 10 to 100 things, roughly. The reason for this is that even though it's hundreds of billions, if now trillions of numbers, that's still not enough for the AI model to be maximally effective. So instead of each number representing a single concept, each concept is represented by how these numbers interact with each other. This is why the idea of interpretability, figuring out what's going on inside the brain of an AI, is so difficult. And I just started studying this field like a month or two ago, so I don't know much, but one of the things I've learned is that information in an AI model is stored in layers. And when you run a prompt through that model, it processes the information, the tokens in the prompt. Sorry, tokens is just a word for, it could be a word, it could be a number, it could be a little symbol. It represents something. It's characters that represent something. So when you run a prompt through an AI model, a large language model, it processes the prompt layer by layer. And in the first layer, it could be something like analyzing basic syntax and grammar and punctuation. And layer by layer, the representation of the prompt and what should be done with it becomes more and more complex. So in the next layer, it might start picking apart what words in the sentence in the prompt are nouns, which are verbs. The representation of the concept and the intention that the prompt is trying to get out of the model gets more and more complex, more and more sophisticated as you move down these layers. So by the last layer, if you want to know something about, say, the French Revolution, the model might have already processed, okay, this prompt is asking about what the members were of the Committee of Public Safety in the late 1700s. Okay, the Committee of Public Safety is an institution that existed during the end of the French Revolution, and the French Revolution happened in France, and it was a product of the Enlightenment, and it coincided with the American Revolution. And this is why it kind of bothers me when people say that AI is just a prediction engine. It's just autocomplete or what have you. Because yes, that is the truth. That's what it's doing. But do you know how hard it is to predict text and predict it well? Especially when you say something like, okay, predict what this answer to this question would be if it were an expert talking about it, or a innovative person who is creating a novel idea for this thing. And at the end of the day, that's kind of all that we do, is make predictions. If I tell a joke to you, I am making a prediction based on everything I've learned in the past from human culture and human behavior, all my interactions with the world, that what I say will make you laugh. If I'm studying a math proof, I am synthesizing an answer, I'm making a prediction that this answer is the correct one based on everything I know. So what I've really been trying to wrap my head around recently is the concept of dimensions. Apparently for each of these layers within the model, there are many dimensions. And what these dimensions are is, it's kind of like, you ever done an Excel spreadsheet and you have the top row is a list of a bunch of concepts, and then the first column is another long list of labels, and then they all, whenever they intersect with each other, when one row intersects with a column, they produce a value based on what they how they relate to each other. Like if you've ever worked in, I guess, stocks or finance, any profession that requires you to do Excel spreadsheets, it's kind of like that, except the top row and the first column represent different. God fucking damn, get out of the fucking street. Fucking shit. Fucking idiots. People in Baltimore are goddamn suicidal, bro. Anyway, so the first column and the top row, both of them would represent dimensions in this analogy. And a dimension is basically, from what I understand, it's like a concept. It's like an individual concept. Like you could have a dimension for apples and another dimension for France. And for each of these cells in the Excel spreadsheet, where, fuck, I gotta get over, where one of the columns and one of the rows meet each other, there's a number there, and it represents how strong the relationship is between those two things, with respect to the prompt that's being run through and the context of everything. I think that's how it works. Now, like when I first heard the concept of dimensions, I was thinking like, oh shit, we're living in the third dimension and these fucking AI models are living in the 20th dimension or something that I can't even wrap my head around. But no, I don't, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It's just another word for concepts. But I don't know. This is kind of where I'm stuck. So this is where I am right now with my state of studying interpretability, the ability to understand the mind of an artificial intelligence. And I'll probably be back next week or the week after with new things that I've learned from my study. My name is Luke, and this has been Capsules in the Air. Thank you.